Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahalaim La Yahbashim Yahshabashim Hakudash, and double on Instagrams and apostles, Thadi Al Shah for strength in order to make this video as well. And one small Shalom, Mr. Brother Ratazar Raha Halawaya. And the topic for today is really based upon heathens being our servants, man. Servitude is the destiny of the heathens. The reason why I named it that is because of the fact that we know that we're in this position, again, which is of course a repeated message, throughout the brotherhood. The reason why Israel is in this position is because of the fact that we were disobedient to Yahweh Yahweh and Yahweh. Hence why we get the curses, man. These curses, of course, listed in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16 onwards. Those are the curses that are mentioned. And even that in itself, you see that they're actually way more than the portion of the blessings that were placed on between Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 to about verse 14. But yeah, that's the thing right there, man. So Yahweh Shem Yasha is serious with cleansing out Israel, because prophecy also talks about 2/3 in Zechariah 13, verse 8, being cleaned out. And that will be through the nuclear missiles as well, to round them up. Of course, they'll also be cleared out through little judgments as well. I say little judgments, but the reason why I call them little is because in comparison to the nuclear missile will be the ultimate judgment. For Babylon, of course, 2/3 are going to be scooped up within that judgment too. And when I say minor judgments, which really, it's all through Yahweh. Really, I'm just talking about the ones that are just for certain 2/3, man. 2/3 you might see in the news. They may die by a car crash, maybe they fell in the train track at the wrong moment. Various ways in which Yahweh Shem Yasha collects their spirit back to the spirit realm, man. So all that is a form of judgment, all leading to the ultimate form of destruction, man. But despite us, Israel going through the curses, really is going to be flipped to the heathens now, man. Scriptures talk about as well, which I'll mention the scriptures, like Leviticus chapter 25, about the bondman and the bondwoman will be of the heathens, man. I will read that. So, of course, servitude is the destiny of the heathens, man. There will be a form of time, or a portion of time, in which the heathens will serve us before we'll then send them to their nations in order to, rebuild themselves, and of course, to give honor unto us, man. Unto Israel, the honor of which we've lost right now, because of our disobedience to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So let me get to it. Start with Psalms 2. Servitude is the destiny of the heathens. So let's get Psalms 2. Alright, so this is Psalms 2, verse 6 to 9. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. And that king is in reference to Yahweh, by the way, ruling over Israel, which is representative of as Zion. Verse 7, I will declare the decree, the Lord Yahweh hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. So, of course, that's Yahweh speaking to Yahweh, man. Those are the words. Verse 8, Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. So, of course, that's the destiny right there. Yahweh's going to give Yahweh the heathens as an inheritance. And, of course, Israel's going to inherit heathens as slaves and servants too, man. Which I'll get that precept soon enough. But the point is, Yahushua was given the heathen as part of his inheritance too. And it says, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession, man. So, of course, the earth will be under the rulership of Yahushua, all ordained by the Most High Yahweh, man. That's Yahweh's gift unto Yahushua, man. Hence why we don't just say it's Israel's kingdom, but really it's Yahushua's kingdom, because he's the King of Kings. And that title in itself, King of Kings, is really because he's the king who rules over kings, because Israel will be a nation of kings and priests, man. That's the thing. So Israel, because of course Israelites will be ruling over the heathen nations as kings, and of course there'll be a certain body of kings of which rule over the others, which are going to be the elect 144,000 man. So that's that point right there. It says in verse 8, Psalms chapter 2 verse 8, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. And it says here in verse 9 how we're going to treat them, because of course each nation has their own portion of which Yahweh Shem Yahshua will send judgment, and of course have that balancing effect. When I say balancing effect, I mean, of course, the nations have done evil and put us in slavery and did their own portion of punishment. Well, I say punishment. Well, yeah, in a way it is punishment for Israel because of the disobedience. But really, because of their actions towards Israel, evil towards Israel from the heathen nations, the thing is, the balance will be the fact that they will also need to have servitude to Israel as well, man. That's more of a grander scale of balance, because you could have balance in the micro scale, and you have balance in the macrocosm, which means also microcosm and then macrocosm. Microcosm meaning in a small way, and then you got macrocosm in a big way, in a grand scheme of things, people say. So that's why you may have a season in your life where you're going through a whole load of hardship, and Yahweh Shem Yahshua will then give you a leeway to recover yourself, man, and get stronger and build yourself up. So, as the Most High says, a false abomination is, false balance is an abomination to him. So, that's the case here with the heathens, man. We're going to get into that as well, because Jeremiah 48, that mentions, it mentions Moab, his punishment coming to him too. Of course, most of the scriptures as well is pointing towards Esau, Edom, with the evil that he's going to have to receive, or rather judgment that he's going to have to receive for his actions as well. And you got other nations like Ammon and all the other heathens as well. Anyways, alright, so let me get Leviticus here. Okay, Leviticus chapter 'cause I'm going to read it and explain it. So Leviticus chapter 25 verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids which thou shalt have. You remember when it says in Psalm 6 verse 6 to Psalms chapter 2 verse 6 to 9, it talked about Yahushua receiving the possession, or receiving the heathen as an inheritance, man. Now it says here, both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. So of course that's part of the inheritance, man. That's what we'll be doing. We'll be buying bondmen, we'll be buying bondmaids as well, man. There's going to be that slave trade as well, man. Imagine brothers being the kingdom. Once they're done, of course, using a slave, if they get bored of them or just for the sake of it, they'd be like, okay, brother, do you want this slave right now? I'm going to sell it for you for for this amount, whatever currency that we would use, because most likely, it could be back to the old ways, where we use gold and whatnot. But, Yahweh Shem Yahshua will create a new thing. Of course, that's talking about really the rulership of Israel, really. New heavens, new earth, and of course systems to how it will reflect the heavens. But going back to the point, it says, which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you, and them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. So they're gonna go through a slave trade as we did, man, as our people did, as Israel did. Now, moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. Notice how it mentions about the bondmen, the bondmaids, being a possession, man. Which means you're gonna own them. You're gonna actually own them, which is a form of power. When an individual owns someone, you command them to do things, and then they have to do it as well, man. But that's just one form of that power that's to come to Israel. So it says here, And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever, but over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. So of course, you've got to remember that we're reading out of Leviticus as well, which goes into the laws which Israel's supposed to follow. But the thing is, with that, the verse from verse 44 to verse 46, and really that's referring to the heathens being an inheritance, which links back to Psalms 2, verse 6 to 9, man, which is about Yahushua receiving the inheritance of the heathens, and owning them, which of course would be part of Israel, which is part of what Israel will inherit as well as a whole. Of course, Yahushua has been blessed with it, and essentially he is sharing it with those of whom he trusts, which is really the elect brotherhood as well, man. And of course, when the 2,000 are reborn in righteousness, they will also be able to have rulership over the heathens as well. Israel as a whole nation will be over the heathens. So that's Leviticus 25 and 44 to 46. Let's see if I can get another precept as well. But really the point is, servitude is the destiny of these heathens. The state that we're in right now is temporary. Of course, as the scriptures say in Habakkuk 2 and 3, though it tarry, wait for it. That's all about the prophecies really. Because part of the prophecy as well is also Yahushua's kingdom being established. Hence why, as we also work day by day, we got to always remember that we're not going to be in this position forever. We just have to be patient enough, and the signs are already clear. You've already got the rumors of wars going on as well. And eventually, that World War III will kick off as well, man. Prior to that as well, MOTB will happen too. So things going to be implemented, man. I remember when I don't know if it was today or yesterday, Elder Rakar Makapash, GMS at the Gates, that's his channel. I watched one of his videos, latest video based upon I forgot the name, but I know he mentioned an article on anti-Muslim. The ideology of being anti-Muslim is increasing, man. So that's already something that's going to provoke sedition among men as well. As well as that, there's also a guy called Albert Pike, if I recall his name correctly, Albert Pike. A letter that he wrote down, which pertains to really World War III and how all that's going to be orchestrated. And the thing is, I think it mentioned there as well. It mentioned about how people are going to lose faith in the fake ideologies, man. Which ideology is just referring to ways of thinking. They're going to lose faith in their idols, man, in this time to come. So of course, as they lose faith in their idols, that's when